Hello, Living Well Now community. How you doing? Happy Monday night. My name is Andy Lehman, and I just want to say thank you for joining me tonight talking about a growth mindset. I got an invitation from my brother Aaron Lehman to do this talk, and it's a huge honor. Lots of respect for my brother. My brother and I are tight. Been close for a long time of our lives. I mean, all of our lives, really. All 38 years of his. So anyway, great to be here with you guys. If you're new here to Living Well Now, just so you know who we are, what we're about, we are a community of basically health-minded folks that are working on building a business inside of Young Living. So I wrote down a bunch of stuff. I'll look at it from time to time, but I also want to look at you as much as possible. So our mission is to help others live their healthiest lives and build successful businesses. Hi, Tara. Hi, Janie. How you doing, guys? And we were established in 2007. So the topic tonight is growth mindset. First off, let's talk about what it is. A growth mindset is this idea that we control our own destiny, that we are not determined by outside forces. We have the ability to make an impact and do things the way that we see that they're able to be done. And so we can choose by our hard work and our determination to be successful versus this fixed mindset idea of I was born that way, I can't change it. A reality that's something I can do anything about, and we don't want that mindset. We want to say, hey, what can we accomplish? When we have a growth mindset, we believe that we can improve when we perform in any way. So if tonight I'm presenting to you right on video, I'll go back and I'll rewatch this and I'll say, okay, how did that go? Did that go okay? Was I pleased with that, or could I have changed something to make it better, to improve? If I'm an athlete, which I am, if I go out and run a race, I'm going to look back and say, hey, how did that go? What is something I could do differently to train and perform better? How I can prepare for that. So two things. And then we view a setback as an opportunity to learn, and we typically just want better lives for ourselves and for those around us. So I don't know where you come from. I don't know if you have a fixed mindset. I don't know if you have a growth mindset. Chances are you are wanting a growth mindset, and we would love that for you. So anyway, let's dig in here. So I'm going to tell you a quick story. I think personally that I probably had some growth mindset stuff I dealt with as a kid that I actually was working on a growth mindset when I was younger. But I recall greatly in college an experience I had. So it was between my freshman and sophomore year in college that my brother, and my brother's 2 years younger than me in school, he was getting ready to enter his senior year, and he was playing basketball in high school, and I was playing soccer in college. And I think my parents had decided that it would be cool if the two of us decided we wanted to drive out to Scottsdale, which is about a 45-minute drive for us from Glendale, where we were living at the time here in Arizona. And we went out to this place where a guy named Damian Easley, who was a professional baseball player, had some sort of connection to this gym. And it was kind of a small gym. It wasn't like your normal fitness center. It was a place where they did specific work on your strength training and your speed and agility. So we went to a place where you basically would do box jumps. I don't know if you've ever done those before, where you're jumping up on a box, or you're doing plyometrics where you're jumping side to side, working on your speed. And then what I definitely recall is that Aaron and I did this thing. It was a treadmill. It was a constantly moving treadmill. So it was going 15 to 20 miles an hour. And what you had to do is you had to jump on that treadmill, and you had to sprint to stay on the treadmill, right? And I think it went for like 30-second spurts. We had to go for 30 seconds hard and then hop off. And then we hop back on and hop off. And it really was awesome because it helped us to strengthen our speed and our agility and just, improve, so that when he entered his senior year and I entered my sophomore year, we were that much quicker, that much better than we were the year before. And that was awesome. We didn't do it again afterwards. I'm not really sure why we didn't, but it was awesome. It really gave us a chance to up our games. Now, don't get me wrong. I played Division III soccer, which is it's a good deal that I had a chance to play soccer in college, but it's not the top of the line sports in Division III. Division I are your top notch sports. But I was proud of myself. I know Aaron was proud of himself. His team went on to finish I guess they entered the semifinals of state that year, and that was super cool to see. They got beat in the semifinals, but just really, really awesome. The things that actually paid off for that, from that hard work. And then during that time, somewhere in there, I decided I was going to read this book called Total Confidence. Now, I think my sister who's watching, how you doing, Ange? I think my sister might remember this book, but I bought this book somewhere, and this book was not about sports, which unfortunately that's what I was trying for it to do. I wanted it to be about sports because I was needing some mindset work is really what I was looking for. I wanted to work on my mindset because I knew that soccer, part of it was the actual game. Part of it was, the skills that you're working on. TC, that's right. Hashtag TC, you got it. And then the other part was the mindset. Well, this book really was not helpful at all because it was all about business and stuff like that. And I wasn't into business at the time. Yes, I was studying business, but I wasn't pursuing business. I wasn't, working on those skills. So it kind of didn't really apply, but it still was good just to kind of dig into a little bit of personal development at that stage of my life. So anyway, I share that with you because that was kind of the entry for me before I got into the working world. So moving on, I will say from 2002 when I graduated from college to 2005, I probably had still kind of a growth mindset. But then I hit this point. My brother and I actually taught math together for 4 years for him, 8 years for me at Kellis High School. All you Kellis fans or Kellis teachers out there, hi, how you guys doing? Or people that we taught with in the past, thanks for watching. Amazing memories, amazing community there at Kellis. We loved it. I always say I left teaching not because I had to, but because I could, because I had an opportunity to leave. And I loved it. I actually loved teaching. Grew to love it by the end of my time there. But I will just say from 2006 when I started to 2014 when I left, we really didn't have much going on as far as pay raises were concerned. We kind of were frozen. And I will tell you that frozen financial reality, I think, has something to do with our mindset as well. When we see a cap on what it is that we're capable of actually creating for ourselves when it comes to our finances and our income, I believe that is a fixed mindset. That's the one thing we're seriously excited about. Give me some hearts here if you guys will. Give me some thumbs up or some yes, that's me in the comments if it is you. If you get excited about what Young Living has provided for you as far as income, because there's no ceiling to our income here, and that's super, super cool. But anyway, my parents were teachers for 20 plus years, and they always had the opportunity to move over and down, over and down, over and down on the pay scale, which meant that as long as they got more schooling, as long as they taught more, they would make more. But that kind of went away. I mean, my wife got a master's degree, and she didn't actually benefit from her master's degree during the rest of her teaching career. So don't get me wrong, I don't think she has any regrets about doing the master's program. It just didn't pay off as far as the financial investment was concerned during the rest of her teaching career. Has it fed into her success in business? I'm sure it's definitely contributed to it, so we have no regrets there. But bottom line is, there is something about the fixed income and the fixed mindset, I believe, and the growth mindset and the growth income opportunity. For me personally, I can tell you that I'm shooting for the stars. I don't know. I'm my own limitation. I am my own limitation. Okay, and I know you are your own limitation as well. So keep working on your mindset and shifting it as much as possible. So anyway, 2012 I shared. And it all changed in 2012 for us when we started Young Living. Now that was the end of our teaching era. 2013, 2014 were the end of our teaching careers. But when we started building this business, Young Living, and then I also have another business with my dad, Financial Services. When we started building those businesses, we started growing, and we started having this impression that we needed a growth mindset. I like to say that I earned my MBA. I've earned my MBA since 2012, basically at our kitchen counter. I haven't been in a classroom learning, but I've been studying and studying and studying consistently day after day right at my kitchen counter. And when I say that, I mean I'm listening to podcasts, I'm listening to books, I'm learning about finance, I'm learning about business, I'm learning about health and wellness, I'm learning about all the things that are important to me so that I can be successful in my career, in my business, in our businesses. And I also am constantly learning about parenting. I'm a dad, and it is important to me that I am famous in my own home. I didn't make up that line, but I love that line. I want to be famous in my home with my kids. I want them to know that I love them so much and that I am here for them and that they matter a whole lot to me. And because of that, I'm studying how to be a dad, how to be a present dad, how to be a good father. It's really, really important to me. But the MBA at the kitchen counter has just been important to me. When I'm doing the dishes or when I'm making a meal, I'm constantly listening to things to improve my skill set. And we also attend several events every single year that help us with our mindset as well. If you'll do me a favor, give me a thumbs up or a heart if you have attended an event yourself in the last year and if it's helped your mindset in any way. I know we have a huge event that we host every year in February, one coming up here soon called Ignite. There's an event coming up next week called GoPro in Las Vegas. We just have these events that we attend, and we don't just attend them for motivation and inspiration, but we attend them because we need to know what is up and coming. We need to stay relevant in our field. If we're not relevant in our field, then we don't contribute to society like we want to. So if we want to show up, we have to prioritize these events. So anyway, you may have heard this before. This is Charlie Tremendous Jones that this quote comes from. He says, "You will be the same person in 5 years as you are today, except for the people you meet and the books you read." Right? You guys knew that one, didn't you? Totally true. I know that there's some average or some statistic out there that says that most people graduate from high school or college and they never read another book, or they read, a minimum amount of books after they're done with schooling. And I get that. I totally get that. People kind of fall into normal. They fall into average, and that's just where they go. And I don't believe in average. If you ever see me settling for average, do me a favor, kick me in the booty, please, because I don't want to be there. I don't want to be average. I know we can sometimes get cut down when we're working to be successful, and I'm sorry for all those people that have experienced that. I know I experienced that when I was younger. People want to kick you down when you're up, but you're too strong for that. You don't have time for that. If those are people who are kicking you down, those aren't people you want to hang out with, or you want to say, "Hey, why don't you follow me? Because I've got something better than you have, and I don't want you to live there." Anyway, I'm going to end this now, but before I do, I just want to give you some action steps because I think it's super important that you have some action steps. I want you to know it's okay to be successful, okay? I want you to know that you were made for success. You were made to be whole. You were made to be healthy. You were made to be financially free, financially independent. We somehow get that all kind of gets lost at some point in time, but that's not how it's to be, okay? I don't want that for you. So I want you to seek out people that are leading. I want you to seek out people that have what you want. And the best thing you can do is identify what those people are doing. So what are they reading or what are they listening to? If you are super busy and you don't have time to read, I'll tell you that's my story. I have a book right here called Start by Jon Acuff. Raise your hand, give me a little wave if you've read this book before. I am not done with this book yet. In fact, I'm not even really that close to being done with it. My bookmark's somewhere in the middle. I read when I'm on a plane. I read on Sunday mornings on occasion when the dog is not barking at me. But most of the time, I don't read. I listen to stuff on Audible. I pay $17 a month basically, and I get this consistent one credit every single month that allows me to buy an audio book, okay? I listen to free podcasts. I listen to, I think, 3 or 4 podcasts consistently that are completely free. If you want to know what those are, drop a comment and ask me. You can tag me, Andy, in there, and I'd be happy to share with you. I listen to 2 free things every morning. I listen to Darren Hardy. He has something called Darren Daily. You can sign up for that online. Just Google it. And I also listen to Quote of the Day every day. So those are things I do, and those are free. And I pay $17 a month, like I said, to get that free or get that book. So that's my education these days. I'm working on my doctorate now. All right, so not my MBA anymore. Now my doctorate. But find what these people are doing. Find the books that they're reading, the successful people, and identify areas of your life that you want to see improvement in. Find people that are skilled and gifted in those areas, okay? There's always, always, always somebody out there that knows more than we do, right? I can tell you there's so many areas in my life that I stink at. I'm terrible at. I know we don't usually speak those kind of words, but there are areas that I don't have gifts at. I don't have skills in. And you know what I've decided? I've decided I'm not going to worry about that. I'm not going to choose to put my energy into those things that I don't have gifts in. Okay? God gave me gifts in areas of finance and health. Those are two areas that God has given me gifts in, and I'm going to keep sharing those gifts, and I'm going to keep blessing people that have other gifts with my finances to say, hey, please help me out here because I need your help. This is not my gifting. I need your guidance, and I'll read their books. I'll pay my buddies that know what they're doing around my house to come fix things in my house because they are gifted in those areas. I love that. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. Appreciate it. If you guys have questions or comments, feel free to drop them in the comments. I do appreciate that. You are welcome, Tara. Trevi, glad to hear that. Leadership, awesome. And that's a John Maxwell book, is it not? I think it is. Anyway, have a great evening, guys. Thanks for joining me.